Another quiet start to our morning here. A nice thing to have as you kick off your Tuesday. Those clear skies, though, causing those temperatures to be quite chilly. Are we going to warm up much at all here today, or going to see pretty much the same from Monday? We'll have a check for you coming up here in just a bit.
And the future of the FBI headquarters is up in the air. We've got the latest on where it could potentially end this morning.
Drop it, man! Drop it!
An independent investigations unit releasing body camera video of Frederick, Maryland police shooting and killing a murder suspect last month. We are breaking down what that video shows.
Well, it's not competent to stand trial. That is what was decided for the man accused of killing a gas station clerk and a pregnant woman. What a judge is saying could be next.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, your time right now is 6 o'clock. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. We do want to get right back to meteorologist Damon Matson with a check on your Tuesday forecast. Damon, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Well, a quiet view right there over the Capitol. Another beautiful shot here on this Tuesday morning just before the sun comes up. And yeah, with that sun not up quite yet, it is another very frigid start to the day. And that's because last night we saw those clouds from late on Monday clear out. The winds have been rather calm too, thanks to this high pressure center. It's pretty much going to be right overhead or just south of us here throughout much of the day, and that will continue to keep things on the quiet side. And once that sun does come up, we are likely to warm things up at least a little bit as we get into the late morning and early afternoon hours. Upper 30s, low 40s. That's all the more we are going to warm up. However, as yet again, we're going to see a wave of clouds roll their way in for the afternoon and evening, making things a little more on the gray side of things. But while it's still quiet today, late this week, we're expecting a storm system to roll in Thursday and Friday. What's the latest on that? Well, we'll have a check on your full forecast here coming up in just a bit.
So you're dealing with a double whammy out here. This is on BW Parkway heading north and southbound. So believe it or not, in the same area right near 197, you're dealing with the crash on both sides. So you will be on and off your brakes if you're in this area at this time, just past the 6 o'clock hour. Let's flip over to the map. So you're seeing Powder Mill Road and you're also slow. This is past the crash heading northbound. Now you can see heavy traffic. You're seeing congestion again as you're leading up to both of those crashes. So it's a mess just in that area, though. The rest of your roadways right now, you're looking all good and clear. Fairfax off of Route 1, Fairfax County Parkway, watch for a crash there. The rest again of the region is looking pretty good. The inner and outer loop where you normally get slow right near 650, you're looking all green.
Thank you, Shanika. Breaking now, crews in Fairfax County are working to put out a fire at a home in Lauren. Now, these photos are from Fairfax County Fire and Rescue. Crews say that fire is now under control, but this is what they saw when they arrived on the scene. Fortunately, no one was injured.
And happening now with the deadline looming, lawmakers are dragging their feet to pass the $1.7 trillion omnibus spending bill. Now the country faces another government shutdown if it's not signed into law Friday. DC News Now's Lex Roars is live in the newsroom this morning. And Lex, what's the latest on this holdup?
Well, Corey, it all comes down to right here in the DMV. Virginia and Maryland lawmakers are scratching and clawing to bring the new FBI headquarters to their side of the district, along with, of course, plenty of jobs, money, and development opportunities. Now, this debate caused the first major holdup in getting that spending bill passed this week. Just overnight, the first draft of omnibus was released. Lawmakers were shooting to have it finalized on Monday. They were fighting to change language in the bill that would give their state the new FBI HQ. But after hours of back and forth, they agreed to disagree and worked out a deal for the General Services Administration to meet with both sides for further discussion. And while Virginians already benefit from having Quantico, Maryland lawmakers argue that their jurisdictions should get the headquarters.
Taxpayers are going to continue to be faced with higher burdens in Prince George's County because we don't have the economic development that Northern Virginia has, that the District of Columbia has.
Well, according to the Financial Services spending bill, $500 million will go towards building that new FBI HQ. But the decision is between Springfield, Virginia, Greenbelt, and Landover, Maryland. Live in the newsroom, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
All right, thank you, Lex. Developing this morning, according to two new studies, the rate of child homicide in America rose steeply during the pandemic, along with the number of children injured by firearms.
The child homicide rate has increased consistently since 2013. According to JAMA Pediatrics, the child homicide rate has increased by more than 4% each year. Now, that number spiked in 2020 when it jumped by 28% in just a single year. The study then says a majority of child homicides were among black children. Now, homicide is a leading cause of death among American children.
And two people are dead, a third person injured after two separate shootings in Adams Morgan. Police say Avon Perkins was shot and killed on 18th Street Northwest over the weekend. Less than 24 hours later, Darren McQueen was fatally shot on Euclid Street. City leaders say the district and business community are investing the resources needed to make Adams Morgan a safe place to live.
It's been a place where they've invested a great deal of time and energy and thought and resources in preventing violence, and we're just planning to continue working together. They've got a safety ambassador and they're hiring a second one.
Police are looking for a white Chevy Volt with silver rims in connection to that shooting on Euclid. They are offering a reward of up to $25,000 for any information that leads to arrest in either case. And covering Maryland now this morning, the St. Mary's County Sheriff's Office is investigating an officer-involved shooting right near the Wildwood Shopping Center. Now, this all happened while deputies were responding to a call for a stolen vehicle. They say the suspect took off on foot and was then shot. That suspect was taken to the hospital. We are not aware of their condition.
And new details this morning from Frederick, Maryland. The Maryland Attorney General's office releasing body cam video from November's deadly deputy-involved shooting. Now, multiple agencies were at the home where they say 23-year-old Aaron Mensah had just stabbed his mother and father. We do want to warn you that the content of the video you are about to see could be disturbing.
Drop it, man! Drop it!
And those were the moments leading up to deputies shooting and killing Mensah. Now, in the video, you hear police telling him to drop the knife. Authorities say one of the Frederick City officers first used a beanbag shotgun and a weapon they say is less lethal. Body cam footage also catching another angle of the incident.
I got taser. Drop it! Drop it!
From this angle, you can see Mensah running towards police.
We continue to interview witnesses, gather evidence, review the results of the evidence. Evidence that's collected at the scene is analyzed and sent off to labs. We also have to await the autopsy report, and we examine and review all that evidence.
And the Attorney General's office says it will continue investigating and send its findings to the state attorney's office. New details this morning in the case of a man accused of murdering a gas station clerk in Maryland.
A district court judge says right now Tory Moore is not competent to stand trial. Now, this is the same man who police and prosecutors say had the decomposing body of a pregnant woman in his apartment in Silver Spring. Officers found Denise Middleton's body during a search warrant following the deadly shooting of a gas station cashier. Now, prosecutors say charges in that case are expected soon. The judge rejected Moore's plea to be released leading up to trial. She asked the county health department to measure his competency.
A developing story out of the district this morning. A D.C. corrections officer is accused of embezzling thousands of dollars from union funds to pay for various activities, including a trip to New York City. Now, Andra Parker was chairman of the Department of Corrections Labor Committee. The FBI says he used the union's bank account to pay for flights, a Times Square hotel, and tickets to see a musical in December of 2018. Investigators say during that trip, he also went to a Washington Wizards game at Madison Square Garden. He is also accused of buying tickets for a concert in North Bethesda on a separate occasion. Parker is facing a wire fraud charge.
Your time right now is 6:08. Washington, D.C. posted a record low unemployment rate, falling to 4.6% in November. This is all according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Yeah, the district also had the largest month-over-month drop, with unemployment rate decreasing by 0.2%. That was tied with Maryland and New Mexico for the biggest in the U.S. Now, D.C. still has one of the highest unemployment rates overall. Meantime, Maryland's unemployment rate is 4.3%. This according to the latest report. Meantime, Virginia posting the lowest unemployment rate in the DMV at 2.8%.
And D.C. Attorney General Karl Racine is making a big announcement, saying that his office has reached a first-of-its-kind settlement to stop the displacement of longtime residents and preserve affordable housing in Ward 5. The settlement protects tenants at the Hawaii Webster Apartments from unsafe living conditions. It also protects people from being pushed out of their homes by redevelopment. This is happening as property owners signed a historic affordable housing deal requiring them to stabilize rent for the next 25 years. Property owners will now have to complete renovations and pay the district $1 million.